Good evening, Belize. Tonight, a crowning moment clouded by controversy. A new Miss Universe Belize takes the title, but questions about a pageant mix-up and a cultural blunder are stealing the spotlight. A seasoned police officer makes his final journey to work. Tonight, the Belize Police Department mourns the loss of a 24-year veteran killed in a tragic highway collision. A familiar face lands back before the courts. Police say well-known street figure Alex Underwood was caught with suspected crack cocaine and is now facing serious drug charges. In Punta Gorda, voters send a message. A 28-year-old political newcomer unseats a two-term mayor Carlos Obia Galvez and changes the local political landscape. And in the annual Carnival King and Queen competition, one mass band reigns supreme. Mother Nature Creation sweeps the competition and walks away with the top titles. From controversy to tragedy, politics to pageantry, we've got the stories everyone will be talking about tomorrow. I'm Jamie Rock, and News 5 starts now.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. A glittering night for Belize's newest Miss Universe title holder quickly turned into a public relations headache for pageant organizers. Caleigh-Rose West was crowned in San Pedro over the weekend, but her victory has been overshadowed by confusion, criticism, and questions about how the event was managed. First, a mix-up during the announcement of the top 5 finalists left some viewers wondering whether Rose West was always the intended winner. Then came another blunder. A digital backdrop meant to celebrate Belizean heritage featured Guatemala's iconic Tikal monument. The mistakes have fueled concerns about quality control, especially under the franchise's new foreign ownership and with limited preparation time. Tonight, News 5's Brittany Gordon takes a closer look at what went wrong on pageant night.
The new Miss Universe Belize 2026 is no other than Caleigh-Rose West!
Caleigh-Rose West was crowned Miss Universe Belize on Saturday night, but the celebration quickly turned into controversy. Online, viewers questioned whether she was the intended winner after she was first called as the 6th delegate during the top 5 announcement, then brought back into the group because of what organizers described as an error on the announcement sheet. Host Chelsea Munoz, who made the call on stage, explains what happened.
It was the same sheet, the tabulation sheet that was used, and it was folded, so it honestly was an honest mistake. It was an honest mistake. But the communication part, being on live TV production, is just really hard, I believe, for the committee members in the moment. You know, honest mistakes like that happen. When we were given the results on the tabulation scores, we weren't told that the actual list was on the paper inside.
The mix-up was only one of several missteps that night, including a late start and the use of an image of Tikal, a Mayan landmark located in Guatemala. Susie Cibrian, a member of Caleigh-Rose's team, says that shortly after the error, they were informed the pageant would proceed with a top 6 to avoid further confusion.
Someone from the organization approached us, came to us, to both Caleigh and I, and explained that yes, indeed, there was an error, that there was definitely a top 5 and not a top 6, and that a person was called up by error, but that person was not Caleigh-Rose West. It was another delegate. We will not get into disclosing who that was because this don't know about that. So they informed us about that information, and then that was very important for Caleigh to hear because she needed that. She needed to know that she deserved to be in that top 5 place because she did.
The pageant's new foreign ownership also drew criticism. The franchise was sold to an El Salvador-based company in late June, raising concerns about Belize's role and whether there is enough time to prepare for November. Director Destiny Wagner says the delegates will be properly supported.
Whoever decides to take on this challenge, that why you're doing it has to be greater than the how you're going to do it. Why you're doing it is because of Belize. You want to put us on the map. You want to represent us to the best of your ability, showcase our culture. That is your why. How you're going to do it in terms of your preparation and training, that matters, but that why is what is going to give you that drive. And I also want to point out that when I won Miss Earth, I only had 2 weeks to prepare. Wow. 2 weeks. So if you want it and you are hungry for it, it doesn't matter if you have a day, 5 days. What's meant for you is going to be meant for you.
Munoz acknowledges a lack of clear communication during the event. However, she maintains that the attention should remain on the winner and encourages all Belizeans as she prepares to represent Belize on the international stage.
To put on a show at this magnitude, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of preparation. And I do believe that they did the best they could with the limited time that they had. Can things go smoothly, like a little bit better? Yes, they could have gone a lot better. Were there time for preparation when it comes to the MC, the script that was given to us? Things could have gone smoothly, but they're just learning lessons.
We reached out to National Director Destiny Wagner for comment. However, she has not responded at this time. Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
A veteran police officer lost his life on Saturday while doing what he had done for more than 2 decades, reporting for duty. Police Constable Armando Toledano was traveling from Orange Walk to Belize City for work at the Raccoon Street Police Station when his motorcycle collided with a Ford Explorer near mile 27 on the Philip Goldson Highway. The crash has left the Belize Police Department mourning one of its own, a 24-year veteran described by colleagues as an inspiration. As investigators continue their work, police have served the driver of the vehicle with a notice of intended prosecution. ASP Stacey Smith shares more on Toledano's service and the ongoing investigation.
The Belize Police Department and the Ministry of Home Affairs and Enterprise express sincere condolences to the family and colleagues of PC 500, Armando Toledano of Orange Walk District. PC Toledano succumbed to the injuries that he sustained in a traffic accident, which occurred on Saturday, 15 August 2026 at around 2:50 p.m. near mile 27 on the Philip Goulson Highway. What we have learned so far in the course of the ongoing investigation is that PC Toledano was traveling on his Leifan brand motorcycle from the direction of Orange Walk to Belize City when, upon reaching near mile 27, a collision occurred between the motorcycle he was traveling on and a Ford Explorer that was traveling in the opposite direction. A notice of intended prosecution has been served on the driver of the motor vehicle, who has been cooperating with police and who has also provided a urine sample. PC Toledano was a serving member of the Belize Police Department for 24 years up to the time of his passing, and he was posted at the Eastern Division, where he inspired his colleagues and gained the confidence of the public that he served.
What's the department's policy on keeping officers close to their home?
The department certainly strives to have officers posted as nearest to their homes. However, you would note that a vast majority of the staffing of the police department requires to, be placed in Belize City Eastern Division. And there is also a policy of not wanting to have people be in communities that they're too familiar with. We have been striving to ensure that officers, as I said, are placed as close as possible to their homes, or that we put arrangements in place to enable their transportation.
Traffic was blocked for almost 2 hours near Biscayne Village following the incident. Condolences have poured in on social media following news of the incidents. Police have detained a 26-year-old man as they investigate a fatal road traffic accident in Billy White Village that claimed the life of 37-year-old Marcelo Mo of Santa Familia Village. Mo was riding a bicycle when he was struck in a collision involving a Ford F-150 pickup and a motorcycle early Sunday morning. He later succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment, while the motorcycle rider, 26-year-old Aidan Humes, was also injured. Police say the circumstances surrounding the crash remain under investigation.
Police have detained a 26-year-old male person as a part of an ongoing investigation into a road traffic accident which led to the death of Marcelo Co, 37 years of age, of Santa Familia Village, and the injury of 26-year-old Aidan Humes of Santa Familia Village. The investigation commenced at approximately 2:32 a.m. on Sunday, 16 August 2026, when police were alerted of a traffic accident in Billy White Village. Initial investigation indicate that the detained male person was traveling on board a F-150 pickup truck from the direction of Billy White Village to Santa Familia Village, when, upon reaching a curve in that area, collision occurred between that vehicle he was traveling and the motorcycle, which was being driven by Humes, as well as a bicycle that was being ridden by Mo. Both Mo and Humes sustained injuries in the course of the collision. However, Mo, who received grave injuries, succumbed while undergoing treatment. The circumstance of the collision remains under investigation.
A fishing trip to Ranguana Key has now become a murder case. Police have formally charged 33-year-old Belize City fisherman Mauri Julian Gomez in connection with last week's deadly stabbing on the island. Gomez is accused of killing fellow fisherman Jose Luis Arteaga and injuring another man during an altercation among fishermen. While different accounts have surfaced about what led to the violence, police say their investigation has resulted in charges for murder and wounding. ASP Stacey Smith shares the latest on the case.
Police have formally arrested and charged 33-year-old Mauri Julian Gomez, a Belizean fisherman, for the crime of murder and the offense of wounding. The arrest of Gomez follows police investigation into the murder of Jose Luis Arteaga and the injury of another male person. What the investigation has so far established is that Gomez, along with Arteaga and other persons, were at Ranguana Key when an altercation reportedly ensued. During the course of the altercation, Mauri is reported to have stabbed Jose Luis Arteaga, a fisherman, and injured another person before he was subdued by other fishermen that were at that location.
Police are now giving their side of the story in the shooting incident involving cattle farmer and former BDF soldier Richard Cal. The August 6th confrontation happened on Cal's farm in Pomona village, where plainclothes officers were reportedly conducting surveillance. According to Assistant Superintendent Stacy Smith, Cal opened fire first. But Cal has maintained that he only fired back after being shot by men who identified themselves as police after the fact. The incident left Cal injured and his dog dead. Now he is also facing 3 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. Cal was arraigned in the Dengue Magistrates Court on Friday and remanded to the Belize Central Prison. Here is ASP Stacy Smith with the police version of events.
They were conducting surveillance along a farm road in Pomona village when they encountered Mr. Cal. During the course of the interaction, it is alleged that Mr. Cal produced a firearm, his licensed firearm, and fired upon the officers, who in turn returned fire, resulting in Mr. Cal receiving a gunshot wound to the leg. Mr. Cal was transported for medical attention, and the scene was processed by crime scenes technicians, who were able to retrieve several items of evidential value.
Him believing that they were a threat, that doesn't factor into him deciding that he needs to protect himself and his farm.
I will not get into too much of the specifics, Mr. Williams, but what I will say is that Mr. Cal was asked a series of questions which would have enabled him to give a response to put forward his version of events. To my knowledge, the notes of interview that was conducted with him, he was not as forthcoming. But the matter continues to be reviewed and the media will be advised accordingly.
So it is the police's version that he fired first.
As I stated, the officers reported that during the course of the interaction, Mr. Cal fired upon them and they returned fire. Certainly, whenever officers are not in uniform, or even when they are in uniform, there is a need for them to identify themselves, and that is the expectation upon the department. And as I stated, I won't get into too much specifics as it relates to this matter.
So now this is a matter that you all have to rely on the words of the police officers versus the word of Mr. Cal.
I also indicated that the scene was processed by scenes of crime technician. Mr. Cal received certain injury. A review of the injury of his body would indicate how exactly he was injured, I suggest, but that is a matter for the medical experts to determine. So it is not solely a matter of taking what is said by the police officers, but reviewing the surrounding evidence that is available, the physical evidence as well as the examination.
Police are also reviewing whether the use of force was justified. Meanwhile, Cal's wife says his family fears for his safety behind bars because his injury limits his mobility and leaves him vulnerable. There's breaking news this evening. Tyrell Robinson, a resident of Belize City, was reportedly shot and killed near Belize City bus terminal late this evening. We'll have more on this developing breaking story tonight out of Belize City. Police are investigating a fatal shooting near the Belize City bus terminal that has claimed the life of a city resident. The victim has been identified as Tyrell Robinson. Details remain limited at this hour as investigators work to piece together what happened. We'll have the latest developments and reaction in tomorrow's newscast. There's more news after the break, so stay tuned.
Things one morning. In Belize, that's usually a whole week of asking around. Find It 501 is a directory of every business in Belize. Every district, every category, hardware to hear to what's happening this weekend. Done before noon.
6 businesses got found this morning. Is yours on Find It 501? Cayo, we have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved one.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. Visit us today or call to schedule an appointment. Your future starts here.
In Belize, the Public Utilities Commission works every day amid the rhythm of economic activities to ensure homes, businesses, and communities have access to necessary utility services. Through regulations, the Public Utilities Commission powers progress, connect communities, encourage new ideas and bold innovation, manage consumer rights, guide change, and serves in the best interests of national development for a future that benefits us all. Every decision is informed by evidence and guided by regulations and the law. So if and when changes arise in any of Belize's utility sectors, including situations that may affect competition, regulations and laws allow the PUC to carefully assess those changes, ensuring consumers are treated fairly while maintaining a sustainable utility sector. The Public Utilities Commission, guided by the law, informed by evidence, working to ensure fair and sustainable utility services for Belize.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Belize is growing, and as our nation grows, so does the demand for electricity and new energy solutions. More homes, more businesses, more opportunities. BEL continues to strengthen the system that supports this growth, reinforcing infrastructure and solidifying capacity, preparing for what's ahead, ensuring reliable service for homes, for businesses, and for communities across Belize. Keeping the lights on every single day. Belize Electricity Limited, prepared for growth, prepared for Belize.
There will be no national protest tomorrow, but don't mistake that for a retreat. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize has called off its planned demonstration and is now taking its message indoors with a 10 a.m. press conference at the BNTU office in Belize City. The unions say they are saving their energy and resources for what may come next if their concerns are not taken seriously. One major demand reportedly on the table is the removal of Markham Lizarraga as chairman of the BTL Board of Directors. Today, social partners met at the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry to chart the way forward. News 5 will have coverage from tomorrow's press conference. There was a political shakeup in Punta Gorda town over the weekend, where voters inside the People's United Party chose fresh leadership over incumbency. 28-year-old Maclovio Ak, a resident of PG, defeated two-time Mayor Carlos Obia Galvez in Sunday's mayoral convention, securing the majority of support from a turnout of 1,233 registered voters. Ak also beat out Francis Arzu, another hopeful in the race to become the PUP's new mayoral candidate for Punta Gorda. The convention now sets the stage for a new political chapter in the southern municipality. Here's more from the event with footage courtesy of our colleagues at PGTV.
In the mayoral race, Mr. Maclovio Ak received 554 votes. Mr. Carlos Galvez received 300. And Mr. Francis Arzu received 209 votes. So the winner today, and who will represent the People's United Party in the March 2027 municipal election for mayor, is Mr. Maclovio.
This is something that I have always wanted to do at a very young age. This has been my aspiration. And you know, I am here living this dream. It is just the beginning. And most importantly, I am doing it for my town, for Punta Gorda. Our town needs a lot of attention. And I believe in myself. I believe that I have the capabilities, the potential to be part of the development of Punta Gorda. Leadership began from me at a very young age. I have been participating in community project. I have been the president of Rotary Club of Punta Gorda. That is where, you know, I built my leadership qualities.
Maclovio Ak may have cleared the first major hurdle in his bid for Punta Gorda Town Hall, but the real campaign begins now. After defeating two-time Mayor Carlos Obia Galvez in Sunday's PUP convention, Ak has roughly 7 months to make his case to the wider electorate before municipal elections. Today, we asked the newly elected PUP mayoral candidate about his convention victory, his assessment of Punta Gorda's development under Mayor Galvez, and how he plans to build momentum as he prepares to face his UDP opponent at the polls.
The beauty about it is that, you know, I am very well known in Punta Gorda. You know, the people know who I am. They have seen my commitment in different things that I do. So part of my campaign was through action. More action than words. So the people, they see my potential, my capabilities. So, you know, that is what I wanted them to believe in me. I wanted them to believe in me. And that is why, you know, they came out convention day to give me their support. I respect Mayor Obia Galvez. You know, he's a very great candidate. You know, this is in the People's United Party, you know, you have the right to go up to participate in the convention. So, you know, that is why, you know, I put up myself because I wanted to give it a shot. And, you know, I respect both candidates who were there. I have nothing against them. And, you know, all I did was, you know, I ensured that I put in the work. I met with the people. I listened to them. And I also shared my plans that I plan to do in Punta Gorda. I am ready to work. So, you know, I'm going to continue what I have started. I have been working, and I will prove myself that I am ready and that I am serious about leading Punta Gorda. So, you know, I will start my campaign. And my campaign will be through action.
Ak is a teacher by profession. He intends to leave the classroom to pursue his political endeavors. For many Belizean families, the GST-free weekend offered some much-needed relief ahead of the new school year. Across the country, shoppers turned out to take advantage of tax-free back-to-school items, and according to Belize Tax Services, the initiative went smoothly for the most part. Deputy Director Vilma Broster says her office received little to no complaints from consumers and that most businesses complied. But not everyone walked away convinced they were getting a better deal. There were some reports that some stores may have increased prices during the promotion. Broster says those complaints did reach her office, but price hikes fall outside the direct authority of Belize Tax Services.
We didn't hear as much comments or complaints, basically. What we did hear was that there was increase in price. But then again, we don't control the increase in price. So we didn't hear anyone saying that they were not, that they were still being charged the GST on the school supplies and the supplies that were tax-free. We are of the view that the taxpayers are now aware of what they need to do when it comes to ensuring that the supplies that we say are tax-free, that they are that they have implemented such. What we advise consumers is that the tax-free days you would only see that for those taxpayers that are registered for general sales tax. So if I go on the street and I buy from a vendor there that may be selling uniform materials or school uniform, you may not see that because then they are not registered for the general sales tax. We are aware that they are now able to ensure that the products that are classified as GST free, that they have been able to deal with their point of sale, or in some cases, like we do know some taxpayers were unable to put it in the GST free, and then they just refunded back the monies to the customer. The report that we will be getting in this week would be only for the laptop sales. So we will kind of have an idea on what that is, and then we can also look back at what the last tax-free days for school supplies was, and then that will give us an idea as well what we will be looking at. Remember, majority of the school supplies were already either exempt or zero rated.
A second GST-free weekend on school supplies and laptops is scheduled for August 29th. While stores across Belize offered GST-free deals on back-to-school items over the weekend, many Belizean families looked west for even bigger savings. The western border saw a major spike in crossings into Melchor, Guatemala, as shoppers tried to stretch their school budgets ahead of the new academic year. Director of Border Management and Immigration, Lawrence Thompson, confirmed the increase to News 5, saying Sunday saw the heaviest movement. On that day alone, 41 buses carried shoppers on excursions to Melchor. Interestingly, that same rush was not recorded at the northern border, suggesting that for many families, Melchor remained the go-to destination for back-to-school bargains.
For this weekend that went the 15th and 16th of August, the western border recorded 4,900 passenger movements. This comprised of, when we look at the data and the purpose of travel, we see that it comprised of 1,760 passengers were on the excursion that went over to Melchor. So we're seeing where a total of like 35% of those travelers were not ordinary travelers that would normally traverse our western border. In fact, they were on specific excursions. This passenger movement is particularly concentrated on the 16th, the Sunday, where we saw 3,200 passengers, or 66% of those 2 days, were processed at our western border. But this is not new. This is something that happens every year around right before school opens and around Christmas time. We see increase in passenger flow from the ordinary passenger that would pass through for tourism or for visits or business. We see Belizeans going over to our neighbors to do their shopping or recreation. The excursions happen mostly at the western border, where people go over to Melchor to do their shopping. People always also go to the northern border, but these individuals, while this excursion is not as much as we saw this weekend. In fact, in Corozal, we did not see any excursion over the weekend at the Corozal border. But nonetheless, the Corozal border still accounted for around 5,800 passenger movement on the same weekend, the 15th and the 16th, with the 15th having the greater passenger movement, which is a Saturday.
Lawrence says that during peak travel shopping seasons in August for back to school and December for Christmas, the border management teams process over 10,000 travelers combined. After the break, could a flooded rice field hold the key to last week's massive fish kill in the Belize River Valley?
Begins with an opportunity, and every opportunity has the power to change a life. This year, Belize Bank proudly welcomes 16 outstanding new scholars during its 14th annual Scholarship Award ceremony, recognizing young Belizeans whose academic excellence, leadership, and determination inspire us all.
When I look around the room today, I see future entrepreneurs who will build businesses. I see future doctors who will heal families. I see engineers who will design infrastructure, teachers which will inspire the next generation.
For Belize Bank, a scholarship is more than financial assistance. It's a commitment to each student's future through guidance, encouragement, and mentorship from members of our management team. Today, we celebrate 16 new scholars, more than 250 lives transformed, one shared future. Because when we empower our youth, we empower our nation.
It was rainy, muddy, playing in a whole heap of mud.
We actually started working out of an apartment with about 6 of us. It was only 9 of us.
About 15 of us, not sure where we were heading.
I came from Cancun, Mexico for an interview and I didn't go back.
First time working a big girl job. And if you didn't know, you had to figure it out. I didn't know anything about plumbing, so I had to study YouTube.
We won the bid.
I definitely have to ask your boss to give you a raise. I plan on retiring here.
8:39 in the night, I'm still picking up the phone and each layer matters, guys.
I want to see or hear people say that Design Depot is a family.
Design Depot to me is like a family.
And we all combine to make this one beautiful Sunday dinner. I don't know who might be the salad, but 1, 2, 3. Never stop.
Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
A police patrol in San Ignacio on Saturday ended with a drug arrest after officers say a man's suspicious behavior caught their attention. Police were on Bullet Tree Road when they stopped and searched Alexander Gomez. According to investigators, that search turned up a suspected crack cocaine wrapped in a piece of paper. Gomez was later arrested for possession of a controlled drug. ASP Stacey Smith told us more.
The arresting officer reported that at approximately 1:50 a.m. on Saturday, 15 August, he was on patrol on Bullet Tree Road when his attention was drawn to Gomez, whose conduct aroused that officer's suspicion. A search was conducted on Mr. Gomez, which led to the discovery of a folded piece of paper which contained suspected crack cocaine weighing approximately 1.58 grams.
A familiar name to police is back before the courts after officers say they found him with suspected crack cocaine. Alexander Underwood, described as a well-known street figure, was busted last Thursday and has since been arrested and charged with possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply. ASP Stacey Smith shared more details on the arrest.
The arresting officer reported that on Thursday, 13 August 2026 at around 6:25 p.m., he conducted a search on the person of Mr. Underwood, which resulted in the discovery of a transparent plastic bag that was secured around his waistband, and that transparent plastic contained suspected cocaine amounting to 15.2 grams.
According to police, Underwood was busted in the Fabas Road area. Investigators probing last week's massive fish kill in the Belize River Valley are now looking closely at a rice field near Laboring Creek. Environmental officials say floodwaters from the area may have affected water quality before flowing into the Belize River. Chief Environmental Officer Anthony Mai says early findings suggest the farm may have been developed without the required environmental clearance.
I don't want to issue the name is because we wrote to the lands department to request a formal copy of the land tenure. we need to verify that this person actually owns the land before we issue any particular name. But yes, so the Department of Environment did our internal checks, and we have found, at least according to our records, that the person does not have environmental clearance for this area, for the development of this area, which is a clear violation of the environmental regulations. A project of this size, in our estimation, would have required to undergo the EI process, and so violation of that process, the penalty is between $50,000 to $100,000. And so what we will do is, when we receive confirmation from the Lands Department that this person owns the land, we will still give the person an opportunity to provide any permits. That's the way how the process works. And if you can't, then again, the person will be held accountable for the violation. And so I just want to highlight that again, having a rice field so close to a water system like the Belize River is concerning for the Department of Environment. If it's just because of the way how rice is grown, and so normally a rice field is flooded with water to avoid any pest or disease. And when you want to harvest, you would discharge that water. And the current configuration of this field, with the canal in the middle, discharging directly into Laboring Creek, which discharges directly into Belize River, that's a major concern for us. And so we need to look at this as a serious issue. What we have found so far is just one trace of agrochemical or pesticides within the canal from Santander. But we do have a list of, for example, in the Santander field, there's about 8 chemicals of interest that we have found. At Santander Canal, there is 32, at the effluent pond, 15. And upstream Santander, there's 10 chemical of concern. So we still have to go through the additional process to look at the possibility of where these substances came from. We still need to go through another process to determine the concentration of these items, of these chemicals within this area. So there's more work for us to do.
As investigators wait for the final lab results in the Belize River Valley fish kill, environmental officials say they expect answers by the end of the next week. Chief Environmental Officer Anthony Mai says the incident has highlighted the need for tighter oversight of farming activities and agrochemical use within the watershed. Meanwhile, the Department of the Environment is working with local experts to improve fish kill investigations and strengthen monitoring of Belize's rivers and aquatic ecosystems.
What we want to do is, there is a Belize River Watershed Management Plan. It has not been formally adopted, but I think now more than ever we need to look at the Watershed Management Plan. We need to strengthen it, and we need to get it formally endorsed by Cabinet. And then we implement it. The reason why I mentioned the Watershed Management Plan, because it's a comprehensive document basically, and it really spells out what different agencies are responsible for in terms of managing development industry within this greater watershed. Again, I maintain that the Belize River, as you all know, is one of the more critical rivers for Belize, because majority of our population depend on it, and we can't get this wrong. And so we need to look at the Watershed Management Plan. We need to hold the agencies that have responsibility to manage development within the area accountable. And again, the farms, agricultural development within the area have a very critical role to play in terms of improving the practices that they do. And like I said, each individual farm has a role to play. And so it is our responsibility to reach out to them to ensure that they are managing the farm the best way that they can. And again, but there's different agencies with this different responsibility. That has to put equal pressure on them to do what needs to be done.
Investigators are also analyzing multiple agrochemicals detected at several sampling sites as they await laboratory results to determine their concentrations and possible role in the incident. Crocodile sightings are raising concern in several communities, but the Forest Department says fear should not replace common sense. Acting Chief Forest Officer Yanira Pop says crocodiles are part of Belize's natural ecosystem, and keeping people safe means reducing the things that attract them into populated areas. That includes not feeding them, staying a safe distance away, and properly disposing of food waste. Pop says human safety remains the priority, but protecting communities will also require residents to respect those protected animals and work with authorities to prevent dangerous encounters.
Wildlife encounters can become very dangerous when people do not understand wildlife behavior, or when intentionally we encourage wildlife to become comfortable around us. That is why we are taking these concerns very seriously. We are fortunate to say that we have significant areas where people and wildlife share the same landscapes. Our tourism depends heavily on our natural environment. Our communities depend on rivers, on mangroves, on wetlands, on lagoons, on our coastal ecosystems. And wildlife depend on these same ecosystems for food, for shelter, for reproduction, and for survival. As our communities grow, tourism increases and development expands. The areas where people and wildlife interact also increase. This means that human conflict encounters are sometimes, and in most cases, unavoidable. The question is not whether we can completely eliminate wildlife from areas where people live. The question is, how do we reduce unnecessary risk while allowing wildlife to remain where it naturally belongs? This is the concept that we refer to as coexistence. It does not mean approaching a crocodile or feeding it, swimming next to it, taking a photograph from a few feet away, and it certainly does not mean attempting to touch, capture, or relocate animals ourselves. Coexistence means giving wildlife space and changing our behavior so that unnecessary encounters are avoided. But looking at the legal framework from this, to add a little bit more to this discussion, the Wildlife Protection Act, Chapter 220, defines wildlife to include all domesticated animals, birds, reptiles, as well as their parts, which are the eggs and the nest. Important for today's discussion, nonetheless, is that both species of crocodiles found in Belize are included in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, and these two species are the American or saltwater crocodile and the Merlet's crocodile. This means that we cannot freely capture it, kill it, handle it, or otherwise interfere with it.
The department shared that while crocodiles are protected under national and international conservation frameworks, public safety remains a priority, and reducing conflicts depends on responsible behavior, particularly avoid feeding crocodiles. Still ahead, Belize's alternative music scene is stepping out of the shadows and finding its voice.
I'm a licensed electrician for 15 years. Safety is always an electrician #1 priority. I shop at Benny's. Benny's give me high quality, durable material. Cheaper doesn't mean safety. Cheaper means danger. When I think about safety, I think about Benny's. Remember, at Benny's, quality is saving.
Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and saving. See you at the store. We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Get a smart start this new school year with deals you don't want to miss. Get a prepaid device starting at just $235. Choose from the TCL 503, Honor Play 10, Samsung A07, Samsung A17, and more. Every prepaid device purchase includes a free starter package with minutes, data, and SMS to get you started. Students and teachers, sign up for a Trio postpaid plan and enjoy 50% off for 3 months. Bundle your Trio plan with a postpaid data plan and get a free MiFi. Start the school year powered up with a postpaid power pack, including a device and your postpaid plan deposit, starting at $275. Plus, new students and teachers that sign up for their postpaid bundle get their first month free. Power up for back to school with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, construction projects can receive insurance coverage from start to finish? We offer a variety of bonds. This includes bid bonds, advance payment bond, performance bonds, or others. Let Home Protector be a part of your team and help safeguard you through your next project. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Every dollar you save today is a seed for tomorrow. Let your dreams take root and grow. Belize Bank, your future, our commitment.
connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Sport is more than a game. It builds discipline, it creates opportunity, it strengthens communities, and it brings a nation together. But building the future of sport in Belize requires more than talent. It requires vision, investment, partnership, and action. This September, Belize comes together for the first ever Belize National Sports Summit 2026. A national conversation about where we are, where we want to go, and what it will take to transform sport in Belize. From stronger sports governance and better facilities to youth participation, athlete development, health and wellness, financing, inclusion, and sports tourism. Let's build the future of sport. Let's build stronger communities. Let's build Belize. The Belize National Sports Summit 2026 comes alive September 2nd and 3rd at the Belize Civic Center.
The rainy season may be cooling things down, but it is also creating the perfect conditions for dengue-carrying mosquitoes to multiply. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging Belizeans to take action now by checking their homes, yards, workplaces, and communities for stagnant water where the Aedes aegypti mosquito breeds. Health officials say dengue can range from mild illness to severe disease, and in some cases it can be fatal. Symptoms include high fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pain, skin rash, bleeding, and difficulty breathing. The ministry is advising anyone experiencing symptoms to seek medical attention immediately. Residents are also being reminded to empty or cover containers that collect water, clear drains and yards, remove old tires, bottles and cans, use mosquito repellent, wear long sleeves when possible, and keep doors and windows properly screened. The ministry says dengue prevention is a shared responsibility and continues to work with communities and local authorities on surveillance and vector control. Climate action takes center stage this week as Belize hosts its 5th annual Climate Week in Punta Gorda. The event runs from August 21st to 24th at the Punta Gorda Sporting Complex, bringing together students, government agencies, and residents to spotlight climate solutions, resilience, and sustainability. Chief Climate Change Officer Idalmi Pinelo shares what to expect.
You will have the opportunity to explore and interact climate action, innovation, technology, creativity, conservation, and inclusion. When I mean inclusion, I mean everybody at all ages. But with that, I would like to summarize 2 things: the days and also the style of how we set Climate Week. We like to bring the conference of parties that we do participate every year to negotiate climate change to Belize. We call it the blue zone and the green zone. The green zone is where we showcase and interact with our experts through panel discussions. And the green zone is where we exhibit and present all booths from our organizations and also line ministries. And during the days, we have the opening ceremony, but we'll start with a big parade. So we invite all our community members to participate. And the officially opening ceremony. The second day will be the orange economy and creativity. And then the third day we have the forest and agriculture sector. And the last day will be the blue spaces and technology.
This year's theme, where innovation meets impact, driving resilience, scaling technology, and expanding inclusion in climate action, was selected through a national competition won by a young Belizean. Belize is laying the groundwork to enter the carbon market, but officials say the country is not ready to start trading carbon credits just yet. With the passage of the Climate Change and Carbon Market Initiative Act, government is creating the rules, systems, and oversight needed to make any future market credible. Chief Climate Change Officer Idalmi Pinello says the law is less about immediate trading and more about building trust, transparency, and accountability. That includes setting up a climate change department, a National Climate Change Council, and a National Transparency Framework and a carbon registry to track emissions and prevent double counting. In short, Belize is preparing for the carbon market, but first, it wants to get the foundation right.
This act established a national framework that will strengthen the climate resilience and also the governance part, especially when it comes to transparency and accountability. One of the main things is because based on this framework, we will be responsible to implement the carbon market readiness. And I say readiness because this act does not mean that Belize is ready to engage in automatically on carbon market. But first, we have to build the machinery in order for us to initiate any implementation phase. So by that said, I think I have 3 key messages that I want to share to the public. And apologies, we're trying to make it as less technical as possible because this thematic area is very technical. So I want to ensure that the public do understand the reason why we are doing it by phase. So the first thing is, in order for us to have any ability to engage in carbon market trading, we need to be strengthening our climate institution. And that's the reason why the Act formulates the Climate Change Department, which provides also the Belize National Climate Change Council that will give that strengthening in governance at the highest level, and will provide a national transparency and also an MRV arrangements that will provide for us in order for us to track data. Because data will create trust in buyers. Also, integrity and protection comes first. Carbon market participation must be at a credible data, transparency, accountability, and also environmental integrity that will also safeguard our any interactions or trading and be fairly benefit sharing. And this act creates that opportunity.
The act establishes oversight and transparency systems and carbon registry needed to prepare Belize for participation in carbon markets, with officials stressing that policies, regulations, and supporting systems must be in place before any projects or carbon credit trading can begin. For 16 young Belizeans, the road to a stronger future just got a little easier. Bowen and Bowen Limited has awarded another round of scholarships to the children of its employees, helping students pursue secondary, tertiary, and vocational studies. The program has been running for more than a decade, and to date, the company has invested more than $1 million in education. But beyond the dollar figure, the initiative is about opening doors for the next generation while supporting the families who help drive the company's success. News 5's Brittany Gordon attended the ceremony and found out how these scholarships are helping students stay focused, dream bigger, and prepare for leadership.
Behind every scholarship is a student with a dream and a family cheering them on. This weekend, 16 young Belizeans took a major step towards their educational goals as Bowen and Bowen awarded its latest round of scholarships, part of a long-running initiative that has invested thousands of dollars in the education of employee students for the past 12 years. Michael Bowen, CEO of Bowen and Bowen, shares why the company continues to invest in education.
We're all part of a community, whether you're inside Bowen and Bowen or just inside Belize. And we all have to support each other, but we all have to invest in Belize. And education is a great resource to do that. It gives you this opportunity to learn and question and ask good questions. And again, like I said, it creates choice. Choice of your career, choice of where you work, and choices overall.
The scholarship covers tuition, books, school fees, and offers a mentorship program to the scholars through the Human Resource Team. To qualify, students must be children of Bowen and Bowen employees and display strong academic potential. This year, 16-year-old Dwayne Belgrave stood out as the highest performing student, graduating from St. John's College with a 4.25 GPA. He will now attend St. John's College Junior College, where he will pursue a science degree.
It kind of gets rid of the financial burden, you understand? 6'4" is very expensive at times, and I'm taking science, and it's even more expensive because of that, so it just gets rid of that mental stress of finances. I'm studying sciences. I want to be a doctor, specifically a radiologist. It's a very big dream of mine. I'm also a big fan of animals, so we'll see where that takes me.
Bowen says the scholarship program reflects the strong commitment that both students and their families have towards education. Families must apply for the scholarship and show they are committed to supporting the students' education. 13-year-old Cara Santos is one of the committed students awarded. She plans to study at ITSAT STEAM Academy.
My mom was at work and she called me and she said, we have to tell you something, and I said okay, and they told me, and I was super excited. I started screaming and I started crying. I don't know what I want to study yet, but I don't know what the future stands for me, and one thing I know, I want to be a girl in STEAM.
Kyra credits the strong support of her family for being selected as a recipient. Her mother, Keisha Kal, who has been with the company for almost 5 years, shares her pride in Kyra's accomplishment.
I'm really proud for my daughter. I know that she has worked hard for this. I have seen her, how hard she works and studies, and to me it's a very good opportunity getting this scholarship for her, because I know it can help her both, economically and educationally. I know that she wants to be someone in life, and I look forward to these 4 years ahead, and I know that she's gonna accomplish whatever her dream is.
Bowen says helping students succeed is even more meaningful when they later return to work with the company. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
For decades, Belizean music has told our stories, from the dance floor to the family yard, from romance to remembrance. Today, those traditional sounds remain alive through artists who continue to preserve and reinvent them. But beneath the familiar melodies, another sound has been rising. Belize's alternative music scene, still lesser known, but steadily growing, is carving out space for a new generation of artists. News 5 intern Devin Sabal takes us inside that movement to find out how these musicians are blending modern expression with Belize's cultural roots.
Musicians like Viv, Duck, and Mesmer have been establishing an alternative music scene in Belize's underground. They've introduced genres like dream pop and shoegaze, but by no means are they limited to these two labels. Alternative music covers a wide range of sounds, but at its core, it is often created outside the mainstream music industry. Dream pop and shoegaze are genres of alternative music that are most often recognized for their ethereal or dreamy sound, inspired by post-punk and new wave, among others.
I think it's a lot better than it was when we just started this band. That's crazy, but I think it's a relative difference. When we started, there was only one other band here in Cayo that we could play with. And now there's I think I could name about 6 bands that are kind of in the scene,
Mesmer is a relatively new band that's been helping to build community in the alternative scene while experimenting with their sound. The 5-member collective is composed of talents who met in college and set their sights on making music that they enjoy. The band didn't feel welcome when they first started performing, but they kept going. Now they're encouraging others to make the kind of music that feels true to them.
I think the biggest limitation is the fact that experimental music is just a bit of a stigma in Belize, I feel sometimes. There's not really a space built for it here. And I feel like when people are doing something different, not what people expect, the resources and the platform can feel super limited. And I definitely get some pushbacks.
Viv is an upcoming multimedia artist from San Pedro Town who's bridging the gap between Belizean influences and the wider alternative music scene. In tracks like Integrity and Velvet Rhythm, she brings together her soft, dreamlike style with unmistakable Belizean flavor. She also leans into striking visuals, using her music videos to pull viewers deeper into the world of each song and give the music a life of its own.
I do everything independently, from the production to the visual side of it. So I'm constantly dealing with budget limitations and trying to work with what I have. But honestly, those walls it just kind of forces me to be more creative with it, you know?
Some people may see alternative music as foreign or even troubling, but that's not what this scene is about. Producer Randy Sutherland has worked with artists across all genres, both local and foreign. Interestingly, he revealed that there are similarities between Belizean alternative music and other local traditional genres.
Guitar, I think, has been one thing that's been fundamental in Belizean genres, and now it's just that, like, next step, right? It's combining Belizean sounds. Because, for example, Viv, right, that you've worked with, she has worked with Belizean producers to take that, like, Belizean sound, paranda, and all these other genres, and combine them with indie, funk, jazzy type stuff, right? So I think that's like the combination.
Belize's indie scene isn't just growing within the country, it's also gaining attention abroad. An October 2025 scene report by popular music platform Bandcamp featured Belizean artist Duck's debut EP, Love Letters. Viv's recent works with Randy Sutherland would also draw the attention of Thomas Mars, the lead singer of the band Phoenix.
Was shocked that there was even indie music in Belize, or alternative music. He didn't know that Belizeans even knew about that. So he was fascinated and wanted to see more of like that combination of Belizean genres, because he's heard Garifuna music. He wants to see that combined with very slow rock / alternative / indie music from Belize. So yeah, I think that in some way, shape or form, Belizeans will create their own identity when it comes to alternative music.
Belizean indie music is another attempt by local creatives to show love to both the land of the free and the traditional sounds that brought color to their lives. While it may seem unfamiliar and different, artists like Duck and Viv are building an indie scene that's uniquely Belizean.
I've met people from different cultures here in Belize and different age ranges that love my music. So I think in general, yeah, like music is meant for everyone. Like if it resonates with them, then it's for them.
A lot of the current musicians are like, if there's no alternative scene, if there's no indie scene, if there's no pop punk or whatever scene, we'll make it ourselves,
Belize is hosting its very first Indie Pop Festival on August 21st, a testament to the ever-growing community of both indie artists and fans. Reporting for News 5, I am Devin Sabal.
Up next, a look at weekend sports with Shane Williams.
Things one morning. In Belize, that's usually a whole week of asking around. Find It 501 is a directory of every business in Belize. Every district, every category, hardware to hear to what's happening this weekend. Done before noon.
6 businesses got found this morning. Is yours on Find It 501?
Kayo, we have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved one.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. Visit us today or call to schedule an appointment. Your future starts here.
In Belize, the Public Utilities Commission works every day amid the rhythm of economic activities to ensure homes, businesses, and communities have access to necessary utility services. Through regulations, the Public Utilities Commission powers progress, connect communities, encourage new ideas and bold innovation, manage consumer rights, guide change, and serves in the best interests of national development for a future that benefits us all. Every decision is informed by evidence and guided by regulations and the law. So if and when changes arise in any of Belize's utility sectors, including situations that may affect competition, regulations and laws allow the PUC to carefully assess those changes, ensuring consumers are treated fairly while maintaining a sustainable utility sector. The Public Utilities Commission, guided by the law, informed by evidence, working to ensure fair and sustainable utility services for Belize.
Carnival may dazzle from a distance, but up close, every feather, bead, and towering costume carries a story. On Saturday night, those stories took center stage at the Belize Civic Center, where mass bands transformed months of creativity and hard work into a full-blown spectacle. They were competing for the coveted Carnival King and Queen titles, but the night was also a celebration of culture, imagination, and craftsmanship. Shane Williams takes us behind the costumes and hears from this year's winners.
Under the bright lights of the Belize Civic Center, Carnival came alive in a spectacular display of color, creativity, and culture. But these costumes were more than just steel pipes and glitter. Each one was designed to tell a story, and for the masqueraders competing for the Carnival King and Queen crowns, every detail mattered. And when the results were announced, Mother Nature Creation had plenty to celebrate. The group swept the senior category, capturing both the Senior King and Senior Queen titles.
It feels great. I mean, I had a lot of supporters, a lot of people pushed me. I was deciding not to go back, but my team, they was all behind me, and it does feel great to bring home back this victory.
While this was Vanessa Williams' second victory as Queen, her King Ryan Davis takes the crown for the first time and spoke to us about their winning depictions.
My costume is backed up from stars, moon. Well, my character is King Aurelius, sovereign of planetary tempest, which means that I bring the light while my queen brings the shadows. So with that being said, it's the balance, the push, the pull, the love, the hate, the creation and the destruction of everything, which manifests in every creation and every synchronicity. So without her, my balance, my power goes unchecked. So this is the story between every living relationship within the universe that tells, it transcends to everything from us to the universe.
But the senior division wasn't the only category making an impression. The future of Carnival was on full display, with young masqueraders bringing their own energy and creativity to the competition. Colette Royals captured the Junior Queen title, while Soca Massive took home the Junior King crown.
My costume is all about our hardworking seamstresses in our community, whereby they help us with beautiful costume, or if we need something for go out, we always have our seamstresses to help us out with our wonderful and colorful costumes.
What most I like about Carnival is about excitement, the crowd, the dance, the energy, how everybody move and sing.
And while the crowns went to the winners, every band brought something different to the stage. The results may have determined who wears the crowns, but the spectacle of Carnival belongs to everyone who helps bring the celebration to life.
Come out, enjoy yourself, have fun. That's Carnival for you, just to have fun.
For this year's winners, the celebration is only the beginning. And for everyone else, all eyes are set on the upcoming Carnival Road March. Reporting for News 5, I'm Shane Williams.
And now here's Shane Williams with this week's edition of Sports Monday.
Sports Monday is brought to you by the National Sports Council of Belize. Belize's sporting spirit shines once again. Good evening, I'm Shane Williams and welcome to another exciting episode of Sports Monday, brought to you of course by the National Sports Council of Belize. This week the Beacon Softball Club made history in Camalote Village and another champion was crowned in tennis. But first, what about all those spectacular athletes who recently raised Belize's flag in international competition? Belize's men's volleyball team was treated to heroes welcome after securing the country's first ever gold medal in the Central American Championships. They were invited to TV appearances, dinner with political leaders, and motorcades across the country, but nothing else. And while they at least got the praise, procession, and pageantry they deserve, Belize's U20 men basketball team delivered Belize's greatest sports accomplishment since softball's Golden Girls 50 years ago, finishing third in the Central American and Caribbean Games, earning a spot in the Pan Am Championships. They got no heroes welcome, and their historic accomplishment was barely even mentioned. Former national team player, now Minister of State for Sports Devin Daly, is hoping to change this.
I will go on record to say that I am one of the persons and Minister Mala were advocating to create some type of policy stating in terms of when these sporting teams or individuals achieve a certain medaling or placement in these tournaments, that there's actually a outlined compensation for them. Now, what that will be, please don't quote me, what that will be is still to be decided. However, I agree that there should be something rewarded to them.
Now, let's look at this weekend's spectacular performances. In the warm and wonderful village of Camalote, the Belize Softball and Baseball Federation hosted the 34th Annual National Women's Championships, with 7 teams participating. We kicked things off in the first inning of the semifinals match between the Belize Bank Bulldogs and the Camalote Elites, when this single to left by highest batting average winner Caleigh-Rose set traffic on the bases. With the table set, team captain Molly Coy drove in the first run of the game with this hot shot that was too much for the second base to handle. Later in the 4th inning, Caleigh-Rose struck again with this double down the left field line, which scores 2 for the Elites. Ashley Lucas with this hit down 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. And Jolene Davis sending this one through the 5-6 hole with 1 out, set up a solid comeback effort. And this base hit up the middle by Agnes Lucas scored 2 runs to bring it to a 1-run game in the final at bat. But fortunately for the home fans, this check swing grounder went straight to first base for the final out, setting up a championship match with the 4-peat champions Beacon Softball Club. The Camalote Elites, playing their 3rd straight game and fighting back through the losers bracket, had no answer for the dominant pitching of Beacon's Mexican phenom Ana Rosas. And Beacon's offense stayed hot with home run champ shortstop Charlotte Vernon here leading the charge once again. With an 8-0 lead and victory all but assured, this final pitch from Rosas was almost anticlimactic. But the realization that they had done the unthinkable and won 5 straight national championships sent the team and their fans into a frenzy. This year marks the Federation's first year that they were allowed to award cash prizes, with the 5-peat champs receiving $1,500. In the Billy Musa Senior Opens Men's Championship, the 3-day event at the Pickwick Tennis Court came down to this final matchup between Ismar Amaya and Braulio Bautista. With this smooth approach at the set, Amaya secured this year's Open Championship. Congratulations to all who made the event possible. In cycling, coming up this weekend, Belize is hosting the Caribbean Junior Road Cycling Championships. We encourage motorists to exercise patience as major roads will be closed for a period of time. And we especially encourage Belizeans to line up on the roadside with your flags and cheer on our national team. Before I say our goodbyes, I want to remind everyone that the first ever Belize Sports Summit is coming up on September 2nd and 3rd at the Belize Civic Center. So executives, coaches, players, fans, make sure not to miss it. That's all we have for you this week. I'm Shane Williams once again reminding you that friendly competition unites and balling is life. So keep balling, Belize.
And before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, Belize Police Department mourns loss of Constable Armando Toledano. Hilarion No commented, "Imagine losing a loved one while going to work. I think that police officers should be placed in their respective district, or the ministry should provide a bus for the north and for one for the west and for officers that commute daily. Hope the minister and Compol address this issue." Very good suggestion. Turning to police say Richard Kyle fired first in Pomona farm shooting, Reynaldo Beltran shared, "The persons that entered his farm without permission should be in jail, not him. Very unfair. So what's the point of having a licensed firearm if you cannot protect yourself or your property?" Interesting question. And finally, on western border, busy as school shoppers pack buses to Melchor, Bertie Jones shared, "When local merchants jacked up their prices in the week leading up to the GST weekend to hustle poor Belizeans, this is the payback. They carried their hard-earned dollars to Mexico and Guatemala. This is what the BCCI need to focus their efforts on and stop play." Thanks, Bertie. Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Jamie Rock. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.